First off.
Hey, Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. You guys are shooting pretty well. You feel like you're kind of leveraging your weapons pretty effectively thus far, getting the right shots, taking the right shots, all that stuff as a team?
Yeah. I think we are. I think we're doing a pretty good job of just taking the shots that we work on and not taking the shots that we don't, and just playing within ourselves individually, but also as a team.
What's the key for you in terms of if you're doing this, your shots are going in, if that makes sense?
Uh, I think for me, probably getting going on the defensive end first. Um, talking, rebounding, and I think doing those things first, because even if my shot is falling or not, I can still do those things. So I feel like doing little things like that will get me going, and then build my confidence when we go on the offensive end.
Right. Oftentimes, when guys come from high school or in high school, that they have to be the alpha scorer on their teams, all that stuff. So they have to take a lot of shots and maybe some shots that you wouldn't necessarily take at this level. How has that sort of change things for you in terms of your approach, where you can wait for the really good ones instead of knowing your team needs you to go get 25 every single night, so you have to take a bunch of shots?
Again, being honest with yourself and knowing that there's a lot of really good players here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. So you have to know that it's not just you on this team that's good, that can play. Um, just knowing that, and kind of just getting a feel for the game and getting a feel for things when in play.
Yeah. I saw you play in high school, saw you play AU. It seemed like when your feet were set and you were facing the basket, all that stuff, you were really good. Is that kind of sticking to the fundamentals? That's a big part of it too, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah. I think having a foundation is a big part. Making sure your form's right, making sure you're shooting the ball the same way every time, and those are the kind of things that I focus on over the years, and just continue just to tune up my shot and get it where it needs to be.
Did someone teach you to shoot, or did it just kind of come naturally for you? Because you have a really nice form. I don't know if you worked with a certain coach or anything like that, or had a certain mentor or anything.
No, yeah, definitely. I had a couple guys that I got some work in with in high school, because I wasn't naturally gifted at shooting the ball. I
Right.
think as a sophomore in high school, I shot like 25% from the 3-point line. So after that, I really got to work, and just kind of just broke my shot down a little bit, starting from the form. And like I said earlier, just starting with having a good foundation, and just kind of just building from the ground up.
Right. Right. Do you have any connections to Valpo in terms of their roster, or did you play open gym with them or anything like that, being from town there? Or
Oh yeah, actually one of my former teammates. I was a freshman when he was a senior at the time. Steve Helm.
okay,
He's one of my close friends. Known him for the last couple of years. And then Malik McMillan, he's one of my guys too. We've got a lot of work in together over the last couple of years, and someone who I've grown close to.
gotcha. Good. Thank you, Brandon.
Anyone else for Brandon?
Yeah, I'll go. Hey, Brandon, obviously Brian just asked you about your Valpo connection, but what is this like for you? I don't know. Like you said, you know a couple guys on the team and things of that nature, to play a school literally from your hometown there in Valpo.
You said, what is it like?
Yeah. What is this like, just to play a school from your hometown, and obviously you grew up around the university there and stuff like that.
Yeah, just as I mentioned earlier, I know a few of the players. So just from a competitive aspect, I think it'll be really fun to get out and play against those guys in a game that matters, because before that it was kind of just open gym stuff and workouts and things like that. So it's kind of good to finally get to play for something that means something and that matters this time around.
Did you grow up going to games there at their gym? Did you attend games when you were growing up there?
Yeah, I did actually. I used to watch players like Ryan Brokoff, Eric Buggs, um, the other guy, I forget his name. First name's Keith. Who else? E. Victor Nickerson, a bunch of guys like that. I watched growing up a little bit.
For you, does it kind of mean a little more, like you mentioned, just got a couple guys on the team? Does it mean a little more now that you're on the college level playing against guys you even played with in high school?
I mean, yeah. Just I'm a competitor, so I feel like because I know a couple other guys, like it's just it's just fun to be able to compete against them in a real game.
And then last one for me, it seems like you're getting more and more comfortable in this offense. Is it just game experience, being able to get in the flow and in a rhythm? Obviously, a 4 threes last game. Talk about how you're getting more comfortable in this offense.
Yeah. In comparison to this last year, it was obviously just practice for me and just watching film and just kind of just being a sponge. And then some of those things have obviously carried over to this year. But there's nothing like a game. You can do things to kind of simulate that, but until you get out there and kind of get your feet wet a little bit, like just practice it just isn't the same. So the past couple of games, they have been good and good learning experiences. I've been able to watch film with Coach Paint and kind of learn from my mistakes, some of my mistakes early.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Anything else for Brandon? All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandon.